What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. You're watching Decoding with Cody, and today is May 28th, 2025. Thank you guys for tuning in today, and much love to you all. Been a bit of drama in the community the last few days, but we're going to rise above that, and we're going to share some info. That's what this channel is about. This channel is not about bashing people or being this channel is about info. So we're going to talk in this stream about information. Okay, that's what this stream is about, and we're going to get back to the normal Decoding with Cody stream where we're sharing great information, being friendly. Okay, so hopefully everyone's enjoying the day. And yeah, I just appreciate. I'm going to get into the end of the video. I'm going to address a bit of what happened, but for the people who are going to watch this on a replay, out of respect for them, I'm going to get into the info hopefully as quick as possible. And I'm just going to give another minute here. Please, thank you, Coffee Girl, for the thumbs up. Much love to you, Coffee Girl. Love to my girlfriend who's also in the chat. Love you. Hello to Visionary Vet and JJ Recon. Mojave Pocahontas, hello. Whitehorse, hello. Brian, hello. Bob Frederick, Mr. Aaron, Cornelius, Sarah Smith, Gene Splice, Anthony Dibb, hello to you all. So thank you guys for tuning in today. And thank you to Old Sock in the washing machine of life. Appreciate that. This channel is about info. That's what this channel has grown for. This is what you guys love the channel for. So let's just focus on the crazy matrix that we live in here. And I'm going to once again prove to you this is a crazy matrix. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, so by the end of this stream, you guys are not going to be surprised. As usual, it's going to be crazy. So let me move some slides around here real fast, and we'll get into it. So for those of you who have not seen my last few videos, make sure to go back and watch my last few videos. Please hit those like buttons, guys. Also, if you're just getting in, that's always appreciated to help the algorithm. Also, so again, just to reiterate, in order to understand fully the magnitude of what I'm about ready to talk about, it's probably important to go back and watch my last 3 videos. These 3 videos on the screen are super important, okay? They all tie to the date June 11th. And again, guys, I wanted to stop talking about June 11th after yesterday, but what happened? More stuff came to me pointing to June 11th. And if nothing happens, I'm going to be shocked. But I mean, we'll see by the end of this stream just how crazy it all is. But these 3 videos right here are important. If you haven't seen them, please watch them, okay? All this info in these videos is just going to back up what I'm going to share here, okay? Now, again, shout out to Jurassic Liars. We're going to talk about him at the end of the stream. Much love to him. I'm going to explain the situation for those of you wanting to hear about that. But for those of you wanting to get straight to the info without all the other stuff, we're going to get into the info first, okay? But again, 6/11 is Jurassic Liars' date. It's not mine. I just started finding connections to it and sharing them, okay? So most of this stuff is going to be inspired by Jurassic. I cannot take other people's works without giving credit, and I will not do that. So I have to give Jurassic Liars a shout out for sure. For those of you who care, whatever. But that is the point here, is working together as a team and finding these connections, okay? So again, what we're going to talk about in this decode is it came from beneath the sea, okay? And this is, again, something that Garo has talked about on his channel. Again, credit to him. But I'm going to show current events, how it points to this theme of a beast out of the sea, right? And I'm going to show you how crazy these things are connected to our current time we're living in. And leading up to June 11th, and this whole month of June looks very interesting, okay? Not just June 11th, but June 11th is the big day, but all the days in June are really crowded with events, okay? I could see a lot of events in June. So let's get into it here. Thank you to the 89 of you that are here. Much love to you all. And if you please hit those like buttons to help the algorithm as we get into it, I appreciate that. And let's go. Okay. So again, check out these 3 videos if you guys want to see more information on top of what I'm about ready to show here. But here is the summary. Here's a summary of the last couple of videos. The main reason I'm looking at June 11th, not because of Garo, because of Garo, but on top of what Garo has found, why I'm looking at June 11th, okay? Because June 11th is a very important day for the most famous person in the entire world, Donald Trump, okay? The most polarizing person in the entire world, Donald Trump. Remember, he will turn exactly 42 Martian years. And again, I don't believe in space. I just believe the numbers they give us are coded. And they say every Martian day is 686 days. Okay, so almost 687 days. 687 days is one Martian year. So that means Donald Trump will turn 42 times 686 on June 11th. Okay, and this is a number for war, 42. Okay, Elvis died at 42. We're going to talk about Elvis. We're going to talk about Washington State, Seattle. Washington is the 42nd state. The beast in the Bible reigns for 42 months. Remember? Okay. War equals 42. We're in the midst of a global trade war. Okay. Is this war symbolism all connected to the global trade war, or are we about ready to have a supposed violent war breakout? Okay. But the point is that Donald Trump turns 42 Martian years, and Mars is the god of war on June 11th. Mars ritual equals 611. Remember, when Trump returned to Butler, Pennsylvania after his shooting, he gave a moment of silence at 611, okay? His assassination attempt was at 611, okay? There's been so many things pointing to 611 this year. I mean, just go back and watch my videos and see just how many things this year are pointing to the date 611, okay? So anyway, Mars ritual equals 42 and 611. He turns 42 Mars years on 611. I mean, what is the world chance of that? Okay. World War 42, War 42. This is the basic info of why I'm looking at this date. Okay. Now, before I did all of this, before I knew that this was going to happen, before these 2 incidents occurred over the last few days, I was talking about June 11th. Of course, Garo's been talking about June 11th for years. But look at what's happened in the last few days, okay? And to me, this is again pounding the point of June 11th to us. First of all, we had the death of a former representative in Congress who served for 47 years. Remember, beast equals 47, Trump equals 47, right? Elvis has been dead for 47 years. Trump is the 47th president, okay? This congressman served for 47 years, and he died at 94. He died on May 26th. Guys, his birthday is June 11th, 1930. He was born in New York City. Where was Donald Trump born? New York City. Okay? So this guy dies, but before that, a day before that, and I covered this in my last live stream, it was the death of Phil Robertson from Duck Dynasty, like Donald Duck, right? All the Duck connections, right? I already talked about that. Well, the day before this guy died, Phil Robertson died. And Phil Robertson, I didn't even know this in my last video. His granddaughter is born on June 11th. And I'm going to show you why the granddaughter is so important here. It's all about the granddaughters. It's so crazy to me that this is actually all about the granddaughters. All right. But anyway, in the back-to-back days, May 25th, May 26th, you had 2 guys die that connect us perfectly to June 11th. What's the chance of that, guys? Right after I was talking about June 11th for 2 weeks. Okay. It's crazy to me, right? Again, just so to reiterate, the granddaughter of Robertson, again, Robertson's my last name, so it's crazy that all this is happening to me. It's almost like the CIA is watching me and giving riddles for me, guys. Like, seriously, I'm the only one besides Garo decoding this stuff, and it just so happens that on National Cody Day, Phil Robertson dies, which is my last name, and my first name is Cody, and now this whole thing is connected to my last name now, it's wild. I feel like I'm being watched, and they're giving me riddles just for me. I'm not saying it, I don't want to make myself important. I'm not that important, but it just feels like it because it just feels like it, man. There's no way that's, it just feels crazy to me that Cody, on National Cody Day, the Robertson name gets put into the news, and it's my name, right? And just guess what Sadie Robertson equals, guys? Look at this. I just want to show you this real fast. Her name is Sadie Robertson. Sadie Robertson equals Cody Robertson. This is my name, guys. And it equals the other grandchild of this guy, John Robertson, and this is his granddaughter, which equals 65. His granddaughter equals 65. Her name is Sadie Robertson, which equals 65, and my name, the guy coding all this, equals 65. Okay, this is all in the same cipher, folks. This is not just mixing all kinds of ciphers. Two of the grandchildren from this guy Robertson equal me in the same cipher. Okay, this is a little bit weird. Okay, is it just a coincidence? I think it could be just a coincidence. Absolutely could be. But it's the matrix, guys. It's God's code over it all, I think. Okay. But if the CIA is really coding me, then whatever. They can do whatever they want. I'm not afraid of them, whatever. But we'll see. Anyway, let's get into the real connections between these people. All right. So just remember, the June 11th has been a big date, right? Now remember, why is this Phil Robertson who died so important to Trump in June 11th? Remember, Trump will turn exactly the same age Phil Robertson was when Pope Francis died on June 11th. Look at this. Trump will turn 977 lunar phases exactly when Donald John Trump equals 977. Donald John Trump dressed as the Pope, which equals 977. And the two popes' names are equal 977 in the same cipher. The first Pope, Pope Francis, and the new Pope, Pope Leo, their full names equal 977. Well, the day that Pope Francis died, Phil Robertson was exactly the same age Trump will be on June 11th. And again, remember, his granddaughter is born on June 11th, okay? And Trump will be the exact same age he was when Pope Francis died, okay? This is crazy. So this is just the beginning, guys. It's going to get even crazier, but let's keep going. Now look at this, guys. This is the meat of the whole presentation. If you guys understand this slide, you guys are going to understand how wild this is. Now look at this. I told you, Trump is born 51 days before Phil Robertson in 1946. His granddaughter was born 51 years and days after him. Okay? She was born on June 11th. Well, in the basic, most simplest English Gematria cipher reduced, June 11th equals 51. She was born 51 months exactly before 9/11/01. What? Are you guys kidding me? What's going on with this Robertson family and Trump and 9/11? What is this? 51 days between Trump and Phil Robertson, 51 years and days between him and his granddaughter, who's born on June 11th, when June 11th equals 51, and she's born on June 11th, exactly 51 months before 9/11, which is the upside down 6/11. Okay? Now look at this. How old was Donald Trump when Sadie Robertson was born on June 11th? Donald Trump was 6'11", 28 days old, 6'11 months and 28 days. Well, how old is Sadie Robertson going to turn on June 11th this year? 28 years old, guys. Raise your hand in the chat if you guys are understanding how crazy this is. Trump was 6'11 months, 28 days when Sadie Robertson was born on 6/11. And on 6/11 this year, she's going to turn 28, just like Trump was 6'11", 28 on the day she was born. And yes, this connects to 28 years later. There's a movie coming out next month called 28 Years Later, guys. Okay? Are you guys seeing this slide? And I put this together perfectly. Tell me I didn't put this together perfectly. And it's not my glory. It's all glory to God, okay? This is divine, okay? June 11th equals 51, okay? All these people are connected with the 51, and Trump is perfectly born to connect with this girl, all right? She's born 51 months exactly before 9/11, and Trump is hugely connected to 9/11. We know that. All right? So, just remember this slide as we go through. This is an important slide to the whole stream, okay? We're going to keep adding to this. So then I thought, wait, I had just got done decoding Trump's granddaughter a few days ago before I even knew this girl existed. Before I even knew the granddaughter of Phil Robertson existed and was born on June 11th, I started decoding Trump's granddaughter, Kai Trump. Guys, Kai Trump was born 9 years, 11 months, and 1 day after Phil Robertson's granddaughter to give us the date 9/11/01. Look at this. And the initials, the letters of Kai, are the exact same letters, folks. Look, Kai. The letters in Kai make up 11, 1, and 9. This is the same span between these two granddaughters. Okay, is this a coincidence? Especially what I just told you here with Trump being born 6, 11 months, and 28 days before her, and now Trump's granddaughter completely ties it all together. And look at the Gematria in the satanic cipher of Sadie Robertson Huff, her current name. It's a 9/11, guys, in satanic. And what is the chances that Kai is the exact same span, guys? It's the same numbers, just mixed around. It's 9/11/01, 9/11/1, okay? This is like, what's going on with the granddaughters? And look at how old Trump's granddaughter will be on the birthday this year, June 11th, of Phil Robertson's granddaughter. Guys, are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? You saw this, right? All this craziness. Then you saw this. And are you seeing this? You're telling me that Kai Trump will be exactly 6606 days old on June 11, 2025, the 28th birthday of Sadie Robertson, the granddaughter of Phil Robertson, who just died. That's the number of the beast, guys. Now, this is where we get into the beast out of the sea, okay? And again, big shout out to Garo, who's been talking about this for ages. Talking about Elvis meaning equaling water, okay? Remember, just a reminder, I've talked about this in other streams. Big shout out to Garo for all this. Elvis means God of sixes, okay? Remember, Kai Trump will be 6606 days old on June 11th, Trump's granddaughter. Elvis means God of sixes. L means God in Hebrew. VI is 6 in Roman numerals, and S is plural. So LVIS is God of sixes. Remember, Trump posted himself looking like Elvis. All right? So Elvis means God of sixes. Trump's granddaughter will be 666 on June 11th, right? Trump posted himself connected with Elvis. Again, this is Garo's picture that he created that Trump posted. Now, why is Elvis so connected to the sea and water? Well, because maybe in Gematria, the word water equals Elvis in all ciphers, okay? Yeah, I know, Rich, that Gar did many of. I've watched all of his videos, probably more than you have. I can't you see I've watched his videos, Rich? I've watched so much of Garo's videos, and I'm giving him all the credit for most of this. I wouldn't have found this without him, but I'm trying to add to it, is what I'm trying to do. And I did that. I don't think Garo's ever showed Kai Trump. He may have. If Garo's in the chat, maybe he showed Kai Trump. I'm just trying to find things that Garo hasn't found. He's found most of it, but so look at this. Water equals Elvis, okay? Now, Elvis is connected to the beast because in one of his movies, and this isn't the only reason, but in one of his movies called Jailhouse Rock, he says to the woman, "It's just the beast in me, honey." Right? So Elvis equals water. He says, "It's just the beast in me." Okay? So you have this connection with the beast out of the sea, the beast out of water. Okay? And this is exactly why I believe Kai Trump is so important to this. Because if you decode the meaning behind the name Kai Trump, which is kind of a weird name, guys. I mean, the name Kai, you know, it's a bit strange to me, but there's obviously a reason for it. Okay? But Kai means sea in Hawaiian. Now we know how much Elvis loved Hawaii. Okay, so there's your first connection. Kai means sea in Hawaiian. And in Gematria, the word Trump equals beast. Okay, so if we break that down, Kai means sea and Trump equals beast, we can essentially draw the conclusion that Kai Trump equals beast, sea beast, or beast out of the sea. Do you guys get it? Raise your hand in the chats if you guys agree that this is the conclusion that we can draw here. Kai means sea, Trump means equals beast. Therefore, Kai Trump is beast, sea beast. Okay? Like, I'm not even looking at the comments right now, guys. I need to focus on the info. I will address everything at the end of the video. I do not want my channel being disrupted by people who dislike or like Garo. I don't know why people are so obsessed with other people. Why are people so obsessed with Garo? Whether you like him or hate him, if you're so obsessed with him, you're making an idol out of Garo. Garo is not an idol. If anything, you guys should all be obsessed with God above instead of another person. I don't want you to be obsessed with me either. I'm just here to share you information, okay? I don't want people in my chat being obsessed with anyone. Whether you like them or hate them, quit being obsessed with people. This is idolatry, okay? Like, it's idolatry for people to be so obsessed with one man. But that's what I mean. You guys won't stop. Everyone keeps talking about Garo. Stop the idolatry. Garo is not your idol. I don't care if you love him or hate him. Stop the idolatry, okay? He's not God. So anyways, Garo has a wrench on my channel now because I agree. People were in the chat slandering him in the last stream. They shouldn't have been saying those things. I don't even know why those people were even in here in the first place. Don't come to my stream and start bashing Garo, okay? That's not the place to do it. You shouldn't be bashing him at all. You shouldn't be slandering him. You shouldn't be slandering anyone. That goes for everyone, okay? So anyway, Kai equals C, beast, Trump equals beast, okay? So here we go. Now, remember, as Gar showed, Elvis is very connected to the number 216, okay? And 216 is a special number because 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216, okay? Very special number. So why are people deleting comments? Please don't be, the person that just came in here does not deserve his comment to be deleted. I don't know why people are deleting comments. So anyway, Elvis Aaron Presley equals 216, okay? That's just the base ordinal cipher, 216, right? Well, last year they released a documentary called Return of the King, The Fall and Rise of Elvis Presley. You guys get the symbolism here? The rise, the beast out of the sea, rising out of the sea. Now, this documentary was based on the 1968 documentary or a song show concert by Elvis, and it was fully titled Singer Presents Elvis 68 Comeback Special. Now, look at this. Return of the King, The Fall and Rise of Elvis Presley equals 216, like his full name. The show that was based off of is Singer Presents Elvis 68 Comeback Special. That equals 216. All right. So what is the chance of that? Now I'll let you guys take one guess. How many days Kai Trump is born after Elvis died? I'll let you guys take one guess what number we get led right back to. This is wild, guys. Look at this. Kai Trump, which literally means sea beast. If you break it down the way we did, Kai Trump was born 10,861 days after Elvis died. Well, that breaks down to the 1321 prime number, and 1321 breaks down to the 216 prime number. Wow. The guy who's all about the 216, I just showed you here, Elvis is all about the 216. And Kai Trump is the one person in the entire world who was born this amount of days after Elvis died, which leads us right back to the 216. Do you guys get this? Do you guys get it? So after we broke down what Kai Trump really means, beast, sea beast, then we get this. Okay? And that goes hand in hand with everything else I've already showed you. Remember, this decode has been, in my opinion, mind-blowing, because this info is just, thank God for just allowing us to see through these things. But it gets even better, guys, because remember, Kai means sea in Hawaiian. Hawaiian, okay? Yes, decoding our reality. Tomorrow is the day leaving 216 days left in the year. And guess whose birthday is tomorrow? Well, the granddaughter of Elvis's birthday is tomorrow, on the day leaving 216 days in the year. Wait till I talk about the granddaughters, okay? We're going to talk about Elvis's granddaughter, Trump's granddaughter, and Phil Robertson's granddaughter, and how they're all connected. But first, let's talk about this. So Elvis did a live special via satellite from Hawaii. He loved Hawaii. The title on Wiki is Aloha from Hawaii via satellite. That equals 275. In the same cipher as the number 666, 275. Wow. Not only that, guys, but the number 275 is the 216th composite number. What? Are you joking me? Not only does Aloha from Hawaii via satellite equal 275, like 666 equals 275, the number 275 is the 216 composite number, and 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. Now, remember, Hawaii in reverse Sumerian equals 666. But Kai Trump just turned 18 years old. What's that, guys? 6 plus 6 plus 6. She turned 18. Elvis was born on 1/8. I just showed you how perfect these two are connected. Right here. Goes right back to the 216, right? The 666. And now you're telling me that Kai Trump just turned 18, which is Elvis's birthday, and 6 plus 6 plus 6 equals 18? Now, what do you guys think Kai Trump was doing to celebrate her 18th birthday? It just so happens that at 11:09 into the video of her 18th birthday, 11:09 in, guys, do you see the timestamp right there? 11:09 into the video, Kai Trump is immediately taking a bite out of SpongeBob SquarePants ice cream. What? 11:09 into the video, Kai Trump is taking a bite. Garo has talked about them taking a bite out of the Northwest. Well, if you looked at this ice cream cone and you compared it to the United States, the place that she's biting would be the Northwest of the United States. Look at this. The top left corner would be the Seattle area of the United States. She's taking a bite out of the guy who lives in a pineapple under the sea. You guys get it? And that's at exactly 11:09. 11:09. And when she's doing this, she's in New York. And New York, what happened on 119 in New York? Now, the thing with Kai is she loves SpongeBob ice cream. Well, SpongeBob, they say, who lives in a pineapple under the sea. Well, think about the word emergency. Think about the name emergency. Emerge in sea. Emerge out of the sea, guys. Look at what SpongeBob equals in Gematria. Emergency. Not only that, but emergency equals 95, like SpongeBob, like Neptune. And Neptune is the god of the sea. All right? Emerge in sea. Are we going to have an emergency? Like on 9/11. Later on in the video, after she's taking a bite out of the guy who lives in a pineapple under the sea, they're in the car talking about the restaurant they visited called Tiffany's. Do you see the ceiling of Tiffany's? It looks a bit like they're underwater, guys. You see how there's all kinds of blue up here on the ceiling? It looks a bit like they're under the sea. Well, later on in the video, before the video ends, her friend, Kai's friend, says this. She says, "No, it was under the sea, but it had a name." Why did she even say this? I'm not even sure why she said this. But whatever they saw in here, they said it was under the sea. So is she taking a bite out of this thing? Who lives in a pineapple under the sea, SpongeBob SquarePants. And then they talk about at the very end of the video being under the sea. And then this place looks like it is under the sea. Okay? And again, Kai turned 18. This was all about Kai's 18th birthday. And Elvis was born on 1/8. Oh, good one by Joseph. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea equals 162. June 11th, the 162 day of the year. Good catch. Wow, good catch. Let's type that in. Hold on. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea. Wow, okay. Look at that. 162, guys. June 11th is the 162nd day of the year. Wow. And that's the reverse of 216, right? You got 16 twos, as Gara would say. And look at this, guys. The 153, the fish, the catch of the fish. Look at that. So you got another reference to the sea and the water. The 153 is a huge number with the ocean in the Bible. 153 catch. Crazy. Good comment, Joseph. Much love to you, brother. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Joseph's channel. But yeah, anyway, she's talking about eating SpongeBob, and then she says they're under the sea, right? Well, I found it interesting also. I didn't even catch what Joseph said, but who lives in the pineapple under the sea also equals 2106 in Sumerian, kind of like 216. If you drop the 0 in numerology, you get the 216 again. Now, this is where we need to talk about war and submarines. We really need to keep our eyes on ships and submarines and the war. Remember, Elvis had a concert in Hawaii. Where did World War II start for the United States, guys? Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. Remember, Kai means sea in Hawaiian. Elvis had his show in Hawaii. The guy who's born on the 216th day of the year supposedly is from Hawaii, Barack Obama. But this is crazy, guys. Look at the date measurement from Elvis's Aloha from Hawaii to June 11, 2025. 19,141 days. And guys, I've talked about this number over and over and over and over again because this number is so important to the World War June 11th narrative. Now, if there is a beast out of the sea, could we not call that a submarine? Could we not call that a submarine, guys? What do you guys think? Is there going to be a submarine attack? Possibly. Maybe not. I'm not saying I know exactly. I'll never know. But and who knows what's going to happen, but submarine equals 141. Now, Bishop of Rome equals 141. That's the title of the Pope. The Holy See, guys. The Bishop of Rome is over the Holy See. You guys get it? June 11th equals 141, like World War III. Trump killed also equals 141. Also, Revelation 8:11 is about wormwood, and 8:11 is the 141 prime. So this actually connects to nuclear and wormwood and Chernobyl. This 141 is a huge war number. Yeah, maybe it's an undersea volcano even. They've been talking about an undersea volcano in the news recently. But this is where it gets wild, guys. Remember, I talked about how important Martian years are. Remember, Mars, the god of war. So if you measure in Martian years, and you go back from June 11th, 2025, 51 Martian years exactly, it just so happens that you land on the day of a submarine collision. What? Are you kidding me? Exactly 51 Martian years before June 11, 2025, a submarine collision. Let me just read it. The HMS H-47 was sunk in a collision with a British L-class submarine L-12 off Milford Haven, Wales on 9 July 1929. 21 of the crew were lost, with only 3 survivors. Guys, Mars equals 51. You go back 51 Martian years from June 11th, which equals 51. You land on the collision of these 2 ships, these 2 submarines. And if you combine their 2 names in Gematria, it equals 51. What the heck? HMS 47 and HMS 12, L12, their 2 titles, sums to 41 or 51 in Gematria in the same cipher as June 11th. And this is important, guys, because I specifically went back 51 Martian years and tried to look and see what happened. And I was surprised to see that this happened. Like, what the heck, man? What's the chances you go back from June 11th to this date and you take the 2 submarines and it equals June 11th and it equals the amount of time between their collision, 51 Martian years. And Mars equals 51. So does Hawaii. Look at Hawaii, guys. Hawaii equals Mars. 51. Remember, the beginning of this decode, I showed you that the death of the death of Phil Robertson was all connected to his granddaughter, Sadie Robertson. And Trump was 6'11 months, 28 days old when Sadie Robertson was born. And Sadie Robertson will turn 28 years old on 6/11. And Trump was born 51 days before Phil Robertson, and Phil Robertson was born 51 years before his granddaughter and 48 days. And in fact, if you go to Trump's birthday, the year Sadie Robertson was born, Trump's birthday, Phil Robertson would have been 51 years and 51 days old. Let me just show you that real fast. So if you go to Trump's birthday from Phil Robertson's birth, to Trump's birthday, the year that Phil Robertson's granddaughter was born, Phil Robertson was 51 years and 51 days old on Trump's birthday in 1977. And that, again, 2 days earlier, the granddaughter of Phil Robertson was born. Okay, so how crazy is that? All right. So again, and don't forget, Sadie Robertson was born exactly 51 months before 9/11, and the time between Sadie Robertson's birth and Kai Trump's birth, the two granddaughters, is 9/11/1, and that's Kai, right? 9/11 and 1. I mean, this is crazy. Is this not crazy, guys? Am I the only one that's mind blown by this? Am I the only one? Me and Garo have piled on the connections for June 11th, and this just keeps taking it to another level. Okay. And don't forget, Kai Trump going to be 666 on the birthday of Sadie Robertson on June 11th. Now, let's keep going with the 51s. Back to the submarines. What happened to my screen, guys? Hold on. All right, anyway, back to the 51s. The 51 Martian years leads us back to a submarine collision, okay? June 11th equals 51, okay? So this is just more 51s, right? Also, in the chat, Joseph Aquaviva said tribulation equals 51. Let's pull that up. I think that's a good point. Tribulation equals 141 and 51. These are the numbers I've been talking about this whole decode, pretty much. 51, 141. Tribulation. June 11th equals tribulation. So that might explain why they released a song last year called Suffer Song. And Suffer Song talks about how June 11th is the suffer time. Did you guys catch my last stream where I talked about that? The song that was released, they said June 11th is suffer time. They literally said it in the song. Okay. Tribulation is suffering. Tribulation is also 6/11 in Jewish. Okay, well, there you go. Well, there you go, guys. Look at this. This is crazy, man. Tribulation is 141, 51, and 6/11. These are the three numbers I talked about the whole stream, man. Are we about ready to literally enter a tribulation, man? That's what I'm telling you. All these numbers I talked about this whole stream are pointing to that word. That's the gematria of that word. I mean, what in the heck? And don't forget, Mars ritual equals that also. So if you, again, type in these three numbers, you'll see that Mars ritual also has the 6/11. I'm talking about Mars. All this lines up with Mars. And then again, you have the same gematria as June 11th. Like literally the date is June 11th, guys. And here is your June 11th right here for tribulation. Like this is so perfect. I mean, this is all you need to see right here. You could just look at this and you can put it all together. Okay. You can put it all together. So let's keep going. Why is the new Pope so connected to the beast out of the sea? Well, remember, Pope Leo means lion, right? His father was a military Navy veteran of World War II. Navy, guys, water. Well, lion, look at what Revelation 13:2 says. And the beast which I saw was like a leopard, and has feet was like the feet of a bear, and his mouth was like a lion. Do you get it, guys? The beast out of the sea literally mentions a lion's mouth. And now the new Pope, who's speaking peace, he's essentially a lion. And his father was in the Navy, which is water, during a world war. And remember, when the Mexican ship hit the bridge in Brooklyn this month, it was a Mexican ship. It was a Navy ship, just like his father was in the Navy. And don't forget, Holy See sounds like holy sea, as in the ocean. So do you think this all goes back to the Catholic Church, my friends? Why do you think Trump put himself as the Pope? And now we have Pope Lion, and that connects to Revelation 13:2, where it says the lion comes out of the sea, the beast that comes out of the sea. Now what happens in the next verse? Well, they get the head wound. 13:3. You get the head wound. And you see this 1086 here? You see how the whole verse about the head wound equals 1086? Well, in Gematria, water equals 1086. The whole verse of the head wound verse sums to 1086. The word water sums to 1086. Remember the shooter last year? He was exactly 1086 old. We covered that. That was a mind-blowing part of that whole thing. Look at this, guys. 132 characters in this thing. Wow, that's the 214th verse of the book of Revelation, guys. The Pope just died on 21/4. Huh. The Pope just died on 21/4. Revelation 13:3 is the 214th verse of Revelation. That's crazy. Anyway, you guys get the gist. We got the beast out of the sea, the holy sea, the lion, right? And you could find pictures online of the beast out of the sea being drawn with a leopard's body and a lion's mouth or head, okay? Now, this is where it gets crazy, guys. It gets even more crazy because the exact day, remember, the ship that hit the Brooklyn Bridge was a Mexican Navy ship, okay? This is important. Mexican. On the very day that Pope Leo was born, September 14th, 1955, there was a movie that was released called It Came from Beneath the Sea. On the exact day, guys, on the exact day that Pope Leo was born, I just showed you he perfectly connects to the lion-headed beast out of the sea, the Holy Sea, and on the exact day he was born, you have a movie being released called It Came from Beneath the Sea. And don't overlook that Pope equals sea in Gematria. All right? So, what is the chances that the Mexico release date, like the ship from Mexico hit the bridge on the day he was inaugurated, he was born on the release date of the Mexican It Came from Beneath the Sea? Like, what the heck? Do you guys understand what this Mexican ship was about? Because he was born on the same day of the movie in Mexico. They had a Mexican ship hit the bridge, right? September 14, 1955. That's his birthday. So why do you think it was a Mexican ship? Because that was the Mexico release date of this movie. Now, what happens in this movie? The monster from the sea takes out the Golden Gate Bridge. Look. It came from beneath the sea. The Golden Gate Bridge. You see this. And in the and this was released on the Pope's birthday in Mexico, and the beast in this movie takes out a bridge in the movie, like the Mexican ship hit the bridge. You guys get it? I think you guys get it. I always wonder if you guys get it, but I'm pretty sure all of you guys get this. This is crazy. And the Golden Gate Bridge's birthday was yesterday. The Golden Gate Bridge just turned 88 years old. Like the Pope died at 88, Pope Francis. We know how 88 is connected to Trump and 88 miles per hour and all that. But this is all about Elvis because the title of the movie, guys, the title of the movie, It Came from Beneath the Sea, equals Elvis Aaron Presley, 216. 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. Remember, Elvis is all connected to the 216s, But what's the chances that the title of this movie equals Elvis Aaron Presley? I mean, what in the world? Return of the King, the fall and rise, the rise of Elvis Presley. You notice it's the fall and the rise. Now remember, June is Pride Month. What do they say about Pride, guys? Pride comes before the fall. June is Pride Month. The rise and fall, the fall and rise of Elvis Presley. It rose from beneath the sea, right? Elvis Aaron Presley equals it came from beneath the sea. And just to add more to that, look how old Elvis was on the release of this movie. 20 years, 162 days. What's June 11th, the 162 day of the year? And if you read this number, 20162, there's even a 216 in here. 216, 162, right? Just like June 11th. So not only does the movie equal him, 216, if you measure from his birth to the movie's release, the initial release, it also gives you the 216s and the 16.2s. Now, we got to go back to this granddaughter thing, because remember, I showed you how Elvis is connected to Kai Trump. I showed you about the Spongebob. I showed you about Sadie Robertson. Her grandfather just died. But I didn't mention the granddaughter of Elvis. Now, look at this, guys. These three granddaughters are telling a story. First of all, if you go from the granddaughter of Elvis, her birth, to the granddaughter of Phil Robertson, her birth, it's 29,035 days. Okay? Well, isn't that interesting? Because if you go from the release of Spongebob, who she was just eating on her live stream, on her video, to the birth of Kai Trump, it's the same, almost the same. It's 1 day off, guys, 1 day. Between these two granddaughters and between Spongebob and this girl, Trump's granddaughter, it's almost the same amount of days. That's pretty wild, isn't it? I mean, I don't think that's a coincidence. Maybe that is a coincidence, but I don't think it is. Now look at what happens if you combine all of their first names: Riley, Sadie, and Kai. Is it just a coincidence, guys, that when you combine the names of the three granddaughters of these men, it comes out to a 3-cipher match to Granddaughter? What? What? These are the three granddaughters of Elvis, Trump, and Robertson, and it just happens that their first names perfectly equal Granddaughter. Like what? And look at the 223 in there. That's a Skull and Bones number. Look at the 128, guys. Bridge collapse equals 128. I was just talking about bridges. But again, some of these things could be coincidences, but this is weird. Okay? Riley, Kai, and Sadie, their granddaughters equals Granddaughter. Like what? That means are these granddaughters completely scripted together their whole lives? Like, what is going on here? And again, in order for people who are just getting in to understand why that's crazy, is you have to go back to the beginning, right? I'm not stealing Garo's anything. What are you talking about, Trisky? I've talked about Garo this whole stream. This is what I mean. Trisky, did you just get in here? Because if you just got in here, I've talked about Garo. I'm not stealing anything. Garo knows I'm sharing his info. Me and Garo are okay now. He's got a wrench. He can delete whoever he wants on my channel if they're trolling him. But I'm here to work with Garo to get people to warn people about Washington 611. That's what he wants. I'm working with him. So if you call this stealing, when I started off this video, literally with Garo, his channel was literally right here when I started this video, and I mentioned him. Is that stealing then? What are you talking about? I've never stolen anyone's work, man. I always try to give credit, and sometimes I might forget, but I always try to give credit. There's no stealing going on here, okay? So Trisky, if you consider this stealing, why was Garo on my stream literally 8 days or 2 weeks ago? Here he is. We was on my stream, man. I'm not stealing. I'm sharing what he's already shared. I gave him credit, and I'm finding other things on top of it. Okay, that's it. Yeah, I'm tired of having to say his name. I'm tired of having to talk about Garo, and it's not because I hate Garo. It's just because everyone is so obsessed with him. Why are people so obsessed with Garo, man? It's unhealthy. Garo's not sending his followers here to do anything. It's the trolls who like Garo, and everyone's just fighting over Garo. It's like Garo's a piece of meat or something. And now everyone's getting mad at me because I keep talking about it, but it's just really annoying, Like, I'm trying to keep myself calm and cool here and present the info, but my whole channel's been in disarray the last few days because of this. And I didn't want to cause any distension between anyone, okay? But anyways, Kai Trump's mother is super connected to this. Because remember, Donald Trump Jr. did not divorce her mother. Okay? So again, Garo's in the chat. He got rid of somebody who told a lie, and that's what I told Gar to do, okay? So Gar gets rid of people who are telling lies in the chat. That's it. Simple as that. So anyways, Vanessa Trump, her original name was, or her actual, see, I don't know if this is her real name, her original name, but her name was Vanessa Haydon, which is interesting, which that equals Donald J. Trump in 3 ciphers. But look at this. Kai's mom was born 8668 before 9/11. Now, remember what happened in 68, the 9/11, the towers began their building in 68. Elvis equals 68. Seattle, Washington equals 68. Vanessa Haydon, her mother's name, equals 68. Donald J. Trump equals 68. Every world war starts on 68 date numerology. And the mother of Kai Trump is born 8668 days before 9/11. Well, that's interesting because if you go from 9/11, the date, to June 5th coming up, it's going to be the same amount of days that Vanessa Trump was on 9/11. Look at this. On June 5th, 9/11 will turn 8668 days old. Is that not weird? Like, that's not far off from June 11th, guys. It's only 6 days before June 11th. And 9/11 will turn the age of Vanessa Trump on 9/11. Okay, so that's something to also look into with. I want to look more into her. And look when she was born, guys. 1977. That's the year Elvis died. That's the year Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown. She was born in 77, which means she's 47 years old. Trump is the 47th president. Trump equals 47. Yeah, I know. Again, I'm going to address, let me just get through the info. Everyone doesn't want to hear me talk about drama, okay? Garo doesn't want to have the drama. I don't want to have the drama. Me and Garo came to a conclusion. We don't want to fight anymore. So why can't you guys, the people who are trying to cause problems, stop trying to cause problems and just let us be at peace, okay? Simple as that. So this is my last slide, but again, if you go back through the whole stream, you're going to see a plethora of information that points to, especially this one. Again, Kai Trump, born 10/8/61 days after Elvis's death. That breaks down to the 1321, which breaks down to the 216, which is the Gematria of Elvis Aaron Presley. And again, Kai means sea, Trump equals beast, so Kai Trump is sea beast, right? So that's what I mean is the info. I want the info to shine. I don't care if I get credit. Garo doesn't want credit. We just want the info and the information to get out to people. That's it. That's all I want. Okay. And that's what we're here to do. Let's work as a team and share this info. And let's help each other. That's it. So anyway, 216, huge number, all connected to this. But yeah, I mean, I think I covered it all in my slides. So let's talk a little bit about the NBA finals that are happening right now, because I want to touch on this. So the NBA is going on right now, and the two teams that are winning the series right now and could be in the NBA finals are the Thunder. The Thunder and so the Thunder are the first team, okay? Now I want to go over why this is so important. Why the Thunder would be in the NBA Finals? Because the games 3 of the NBA Finals will be on June 11th. Okay. So Oklahoma City Thunder, right? Well, where did the Oklahoma City Thunder come from, guys? And again, big shout out to Garo. He's talked about Seattle. But the original Oklahoma City Thunder team came from Seattle. You guys get it? The C. But now they're in OKC. You guys get it? OKC. Seattle. So if this team makes it to the finals, it's a reference to Seattle. Okay? Now remember, Elvis in the movie It Happened at the World's Fair, Elvis's name is knocking over the Space Needle in Seattle. The new movie that just came out, Final Destination Bloodlines, there's an explosion in a structure that looks like the Seattle Space Needle. Yeah, and Rich Hetke has already beat me to it, but good catch, Rich. But there's something very important about the team. So again, the Oklahoma City Thunder, who came from Seattle, could be playing against the Indiana Pacers. So why the Indiana Pacers? How does that connect to Elvis? Well, the Indiana Pacers are in Indianapolis. Elvis's last concert was on June 26th, 1977. Again, there's your 1977. June 26, 1977 in Market Square Arena in Indianapolis. Watch out for the markets, guys. Markets are connected to currency, okay? This is going to affect the markets and the money. I'm telling you, these events that are all coming are going to affect the markets and the currencies. He was in Market Square Arena for his last concert in Indianapolis. So the team that could play in the finals are Elvis's place where he played his last concert and the place where you see his name knocking over the Space Needle. It happened at again, this is all Garo's information. I'm not stealing it. I'm just sharing it again. It happened at the World's Fair. Elvis's name is knocking over the Seattle Space Needle, okay? So both teams that could be in the finals of the NBA Finals this year, on June 11th, they will play. It could be the team from Seattle originally and the team from Indiana, where Elvis played his last concert. Now, this gets even crazier because the Indiana Pacers, they have a star player named Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton. Okay, so you have Tyrese Halliburton, the Pacer. Now, so the Pacer The pacer is another reference to Elvis, right? Pacer. Let me type in Elvis. Blazing Star, Flaming Star. So in 1960, Elvis played in a movie called Flaming Star, and he played a character named Pacer Burton. What? Are you kidding me? What kind of weird name is that to name a character? Like, tell me in God's name, why would you name a character, a mixed blood character, Pacer Burton? Like, where does that even come from? If you're sitting in a room and you're trying to come up with a character's name for a movie, where in the heck does the name Pacer Burton come from? What is that? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's because it connects to this year and the Pacer Halliburton. That's why. He's the Indiana Pacer and his name is Halliburton, and Elvis played Pacer Burton, okay? This is so weird. And so again, Elvis played his last concert in the same city that Halliburton is playing for. So what are the chances of all this? You know, I don't know why David wants me to call Seattle. I don't have a local phone number. I'm in Germany. I don't have long distance phone calling. I can't call Seattle City Hall. Okay. If you live in the United States, David, and you want to call Seattle City Hall and tell people about something, I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't tell people. I'm just saying that I can't call. Sorry. Anyway, Pacer Burton, Halliburton, the Pacer. And this connects to the 1993 World Trade Center bombing because who died on June 11th? Mr. Timothy McVey. Now, Timothy McVey, he died on June 11th. And where did he die at? He died in Indiana. What the heck, guys? This is getting even crazier. Timothy McVey died in Indiana. He was born in New York. And what did Timothy McVey do? He bombed Oklahoma City. So the two teams that could be playing in the finals this year are a walking riddle to Timothy McVey. Because he died in Indiana. If Indiana is playing Oklahoma City, it's a completely walking riddle for this bombing, which also does not seem like a good sign, okay? Because he was the one who bombed the Oklahoma City, okay? And he died in Indiana. And if the two teams that end up playing in the finals are Indiana and Oklahoma City, well, you can better bet you believe that this guy is going to be involved. And look, he went by the name Daryl Bridges. Timothy McVey went by the name Daryl Bridges. What the heck? So you even have the bridge symbolism here. I've talked about the bridges in many of my live streams. So I see that people in the chat are arguing. I don't know why everyone has to fight all the time. Oy. I'm about ready to just stop my channel at this point because I feel like this is never going to stop with people bickering back and forth. Okay. I'm sharing some great information and you guys are in the chat arguing and everyone's treating each other badly. Okay. Talking bad about Garo and Garo's banning them and then everyone's talking bad. And it's just, I just feel like it's never going to stop. Why does everyone You guys can tell I'm at a loss for words because I'm not somebody that's just going to sit here and I don't have any more words. Okay, no more words. I'm just sorry because I love what I do here, and you guys are spoiling it. And you're spoiling it for everyone else in the chat. I'm sorry for everyone in here who has to deal with this. I'm super sorry, guys. I really am. So anyone who's annoyed by this seems like an actual CIA. Something is going on here. With all the Robertson stuff that just happened to me recently, and now all this happening, I feel like there's something going on here. There is some sort of manipulation that's coming from outside of this community. Something is being manipulated here. And I don't know who. I'm not going to blame anyone, but I'm just saying this is not normal. Somebody is trying to tear apart everything right now. Maybe because I'm right about something. I mean, maybe I'm not right about June 11th, but I mean, maybe Garo's right. And, you know, maybe it's not this year. And I think it is this year. And I think Garo thinks it's this year, but I don't know. Yeah, and Garo's saying what's important is the information. We agree on that. Okay? Like the information is what I want to share. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to be a part of this. I'm so sad now, guys. All right? I'm super sad. But I already shared all my information. I already shared the whole lot of information, okay? And I had more, but I can't even remember it now. So I'm sorry for everyone, okay? Maybe I'll just take a break from the channel for a bit, let everyone cool down. You guys don't really need me every day making videos because I'm tired of all this. I'm already tired of it. So, because I never had anything like this in 3 years of my channel. I've never had so much trolling and bickering and I don't know. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Thanks everyone who did watch and did hit the like button. Thanks to all the decoders who share their information daily and help out. But thank you. Thank you guys for everything. And I guess I'll just end it here. And hopefully it will get better. That's all I can say. So take care. I love you all. I really do. I really love you all. Even the ones that I don't hate anyone, man. There's no hate in my heart for any of you. Okay? Just sadness for people that can't stop being childish. That's it. So again, take care and make sure you guys let me know in the comments what you guys think of the info. Not the drama, but the info. And I'll see you guys very soon in another video. Take care.